Assassin's Creed has a turbulent past. The series reached its peak back in 2009 with Assassin's Creed 2, and has since tried to recapture the magic. Sure, there have been some standout games in recent years like Black Flag, but there have also been some flops like Unity. With Assassin's Creed Origins, it's clear that Ubisoft is taking big steps in order to give the Assassin's Creed franchise the shot in the arm it desperately needs. Now, if you're at Gamescom this year, you can play the same demo I did. But if not, don't forget to subscribe, that way you won't miss any of our Gamescom 2017 coverage. Assassin's Creed Origins is a prologue to the entire series. It takes place in ancient Egypt while Cleopatra is ascending the throne. You play as Bayek, a Magi warrior intertwined in the politics of the era. As with every Assassin's Creed protagonist, Bayek is fast, quiet, and deadly. And you're free to tackle any given situation as you see fit. I typically lean toward my bow for most encounters, but there was a good variety of both heavy and light melee weapons. One of Origin's biggest changes is the combat. I hate making this comparison oh so very much, but it plays a lot like Dark Souls Lite. Rather than chaining together a series of pairing and countering animations like in previous AC games, you're in control of every swing. This means you need to know the range and the speed of your weapon, otherwise your enemy will get the upper hand. And the best way to create an opening in your enemy's attacks are by dodging and rolling. Learning attack animations and knowing when to dodge is key. Based on the demos I've played, the combat is far more engaging than in previous Assassin's Creed games. I felt more like a player than a spectator as I timed my attacks and dodges. The changes to combat also forced me to be more aware of my surroundings, who I was fighting, and what weapon I should use. Unfortunately, combat isn't as tight as it could be. The effectiveness of my dodge roll felt inconsistent. At times when I had timed my dodge perfectly, I'd still get hit. Fortunately, Origins isn't nearly as demanding as a Souls game, so this shouldn't ignite any fits of rage, but it could be an issue when fighting higher level enemies. However, the biggest draw for me is the setting. Assassin's Creed has always been about time and place, and Origins is no different. Seeing Egypt during this ancient time period is breathtaking at times. The demo area was limited to a small section of a huge map, but there is still a staggering amount of detail. Seeing NPCs go about their business in bustling marketplaces makes the world feel alive. And now that Ubisoft has opted to remove the minimap in favor of an unobtrusive Skyrim-like compass, I am far more engaged in the world and my surroundings rather than honing in on small symbols that pop up on the map. Unfortunately, the occasional bug like a chicken falling from the sky or a pesky character walking through a cutscene can break the immersion. But hopefully the kinks get worked out upon full release, otherwise we might end up with another Assassin's Creed Unity. But my biggest concern with Origins is its story and writing. Since Ezio, the series hasn't had a particularly strong protagonist, and Bayek didn't make a great first impression. He's very serious and seems to follow his creed rigorously. He's not all that interested in what's going on around him either, he just kind of did things because a character told him to. Bayek's wife, on the other hand, was a bit more interesting. She wasn't as reserved as Bayek and willing to break some rules in order to get what she wants.
To protect Egypt, I would kill 1,000 priests. You and I are pledged to violence. Now. And always.
It could be interesting to see how they play off each other over the course of the game. Assassin's Creed Origins seems like a huge improvement over previous games. But if the writing falls flat, I don't know if it'll leave behind the same legacy that Assassin's Creed 2 and to a lesser extent Black Flag did before it. But we'll find all that out on October 27th when the game launches on PS4, Xbox, and PC. If you have any specific questions about my time with the game, feel free to reach out on Twitter @JacobDeck, and for more Gamescom coverage, don't forget to subscribe.